What's up, vinyl community in YouTube and whoever else is watching this video? This is the Metal Tag 2025. I'm Todd Guy, the Thrashing Zombie. 20 questions. Who did this? Heavy Metallurgy, I think. I believe that's who that was. A bunch of other people have done this. I've seen a couple videos here and there. Like I said, 20 questions. A couple of the questions I don't have any answers to, but that's how it usually is for me. First one. Hype. Name a release you're eagerly anticipating in 2025. I'm awaiting either an Anthrax album or a Death Angel album. There hasn't been any confirmation from either band that they are releasing an album this year, but Anthrax hasn't had an album come out since, when the hell was it? I can't remember, since For All Kings. I can't remember what year that was, but it's been quite a while. It's been at least 5 years, maybe 6. And they've been talking about a new album for the last 3 years or so, 4 years, something like that. So I'm awaiting an Anthrax album at some point here. Hopefully it's this year. So, Death Angel would be nice as well. Number 2, show the 25th album in your collection. My collection is a mix of metal and other music. So, the 25th album I would have picked would not have been a metal album. So, I counted just the metal albums to the 25th one. There's debate whether this is an actual metal band. I think they're kind of metal. Alice in Chains, I would say this is like alternative metal. This is just an EP. This is Sap. It's the 25th record in my collection of the metal. So, otherwise it would have been Aerosmith's first album, and they're not metal. They're rock, but not metal. So, Alice in Chains, Sap. Let's see. Number 3. Overdue. Name an older band you checked out for the first time in 2024 and loved. I can't really say that I've never checked this band out, but it's been a long time that I listened to them. I didn't really even remember what they sounded like. And I'd heard other people mention this band because they have the same band name as another well-known hair metal, glam metal band. But this band is more thrashy, death metal-y, something or other. That's Slaughter, Strapido. Canadian band, I think, is what somebody said. Great cover on this as well. I saw this. This is a reissue on orange vinyl from High Roller Records. Like I said, it had been a long time, and my musical tastes have changed over the last probably 15 years. Didn't really listen to a lot of more super extreme metal, but lately I've been getting into a lot more extreme stuff, as you'll see in the next question, or later, I don't know. But anyway, Slaughter, Strapido, however you want to say that. I'm not sure how you say it exactly. Pretty good album here. Number 4. Feeding the Monkey. How do you purchase most of your music? I don't have a lot of record stores in my area. In the little Upper Valley is what it's called. There's one in Hanover, and they don't really have a lot of metal, generally. It's a lot of high school. It's a college town in Hanover, Dartmouth. And it's kind of more, it's got records, but it also has posters and movies and a bunch of other shit in there. And they really don't know a whole lot about the records, in my opinion. They, some of the stuff I've seen is priced weirdly. And then there's Newberry Comics which is catered to just the popular music, basically, which I understand. They're not a record store; they're a pop culture store, so they cater to what's popular. So, which is fine. I found some records there over the years that I was like, wow, they actually have this here. Recently, their record section has kind of shrunk quite a bit. So I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. So those are the only two really record stores I have within 5, 6, 10 miles of me. So so I get most of my music from Amazon or Bandcamp. I buy a lot of music from Bandcamp as well. A lot of good stuff on Bandcamp.com. If you've never been there. Number 5, Enigma. Show a heavy metal album that it musically is hard to place in a heavy metal subgenre. It all sounds like metal to me. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't really tell you like all the subgenres. A lot of it just sounds the same to me. Not the same per se, but I mean, I'd fit. I don't know the ins and outs of like what constitutes death metal, what constitutes deathcore, what constitutes, thrash metal, what constitutes straight heavy metal. Like thrash metal, I can just tell like, yeah, this is thrash. But death metal, there's so many subgenres of death metal that I don't know. I really don't. I couldn't tell you anything about that. So, number 6, Eating Crow. Talk about an album you used to hate, but after years it finally clicked, and now you can't get enough of it. This one is one that I bought on CD because I was trying to get into the more extreme metal, and I had read that this is one of the best debut death metal albums out there, and I listened to it on the CD, and I was just like, I don't know. I mean, don't really like this. I had listened to a couple death albums before this, and there was a list of like, top 10 old school death metal bands, and Death was on there. This band was on there, and I think Obituary and some other bands. But this one I just couldn't get into for the longest time. And finally, I mean, I bought it on vinyl because I said, you know what, I'm going to give it another chance. See what happens. And maybe it's because it's on the vinyl now. I don't know. But this album is amazing. It's Morbid Angels, Altars of Madness. It just sounded like a wall of noise to me at first, and I couldn't get into it. To me, there's no distinction between any of the instruments or anything. But listening to it on vinyl, it just sounds different, I think. But then I listened to it on the CD, and then I'm like, okay, now I can hear everything. So I don't know what it was. But yeah, I couldn't really tell you the song names. I can't really tell you that. I haven't really listened to it enough to really say, oh, this is my favorite song. This is my favorite song. But I get it now. I think. I don't know. Number 7. Show an album that you blind bought in 2024. I'm sure there's more than this one, but this is the one I remember distinctly. Where did I buy this? Consign and Design, maybe? I don't really remember. This is a band called Upheaval. I think it was sealed. Upheaval, because it's still in the shrink. I may have opened it, I don't remember. It actually even comes with a download code, which I didn't realize, actually. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I have a tendency to buy albums based on covers. I'm like, oh, it looks like a cool cover. Like this one, this pretty cool cover. I like this with looks like druids or witches around a cauldron and they're summoning a fucking demon. Yeah, I love the cover. And by looking at it, you know it's a metal album of some sort. So I blind buy that. I quite enjoy it. Is it an amazing album? No, by any means not an amazing album. But it's not bad if you like kind of underground extreme metal in a way that nobody's ever heard of, basically. Upheaval. This is Altar of Ash. So that's pretty good. Collector's Scum. Show a title you own more than one pressing of on the same format. Could be CD and LP, etc. I have a couple of cassettes of Tesla's Great Radio Controversy. I have a couple of cassettes of Britney Fox's first album on cassette. I don't have a lot of double CDs. I have Alice in Chains on vinyl, Dirt on vinyl. I have the 1 record set, and then I have the 2 record set. This is what I chose, though. Anthrax, Worship Music. This is the 2 record set on black vinyl that I bought originally. And then Newberry Comics exclusive on 1 yellow and blue swirl vinyl, limited edition of 250. This sounds better than this one. But I thought that was pretty cool. And this way I didn't have to get up every 2 or 3 songs to switch the record. But I prefer listening to this one because it sounds much better because it's on 2 records instead of just the 1. It's less compressed. So, yeah. So that Anthrax Worship Music. Let's see. Show off a grill, something you really wanted that you acquired in 2024. This is just a vinyl single. By an artist I'm not a huge fan of. I like the first 3 albums a lot. And then after that I kind of lost interest. But this was a single that was on, I think, just a single, and then they put out maybe an EP with this and some other singles or cover songs or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I just wanted the single of this. That was No Presents for Christmas by King Diamond. I looked online in Discogs to buy one of these, thinking they can't be that much money. These are going for, like, Discogs starts at like $50-something and goes up to like $100. I'm like, I don't want to pay that much for a freaking 2 songs, you know? As much as I want No Presents for Christmas, because it's just an amazing song, I think. But I found this wasn't Burlington, Montpelier, I believe. I think it's Butch Spieler. I think that's how you say it. Butch Spieler Records. My last birthday, it was in 2024. I went there for the first time ever, and he had a milk crate with metal albums that he had in the back, and I don't know why they wouldn't just put it on the wall or something. I have no idea. But he had this in there, along with Ludacris album, which I bought both of those. This was not like $50-something. I got this for, I don't know, like $20, which I think is still quite pricey for 2 songs. But it's No Presents for Christmas, and now I have it in my collection. It's amazing. I remember hearing this when I first started listening to King Diamond. Like, that song's amazing, because I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. I mean, I like Christmas, just not the whole consumerism part. Anyway, a plea, this is number 10, a plea to the VCLT gods. What is a grail item you're on the hunt for? I didn't answer this one because I don't really know what I'm on the hunt for. I don't really know anything until I see. I'm like, ooh, I want that. I don't really have a list. I mean, I do on Discogs of stuff I want, but a lot of stuff hasn't been released on vinyl. So I really don't know. So we're just gonna See, I don't know. 11. A Boomerang album. Show an album that no matter how many times you purge it from your collection, another copy returns to you. I haven't had any albums I wanted to purge yet. Well, I do have a few boxes upstairs that I'm thinking about selling or getting rid of, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Mostly non-metal albums. I have a few others, like I have a few. I have the box set of Overkill's second through sixth album or something. That box set that came out a few years ago. And then that had Horoscope, and I Hear Black in it, and I had bought reissues that came out in 2016, I think. And I was gonna sell those, but I haven't pulled the trigger, so I don't have an answer to that one either. Number 12, Reunion. Name an artist you had lost track of over time but reconnected with in 2024. None. I listened to so many bands, and I've reconnected with them earlier, like Testament. I had not listened to anything new by them until Formation of Damnation came out. Creator, it's Phantom Antichrist. I didn't listen to them until that came out. I had been listening to Anthrax all along. So yeah, nothing in really 2024 no band that I got. 13, Upstart. Name a band whose debut album really impressed you. The debut didn't have to come out in 2024, but recently. Inhuman Condition. This is Rat God. Got this from Bandcamp.com. This came out in 2021. I think it's death metal. But just listening to this, I was like, wow, I like that a lot. Yeah, Rat God, Gravebound, Killing Pace. They have two full-length albums and an EP out. I got this one on cassette, and then Fear Sick, which is their second one. I got that on vinyl. But that's their debut, Rat God. Pretty good. Bandcamp.com. If you want to check out Inhuman Condition. You might be able to purchase a physical copy of something. A lot of it's sold out. But you might be able to somewhere. Influencer. Show a band release that you bought in 2024 as a result of watching someone else's YouTube channel. Can't think of any. Haven't really been watching a lot of YouTube stuff. Apparently my attention span is very short lately, so I've been watching more reels or shorts and reels on Facebook than actual videos. There's only 2 channels that I watch when they have new videos, and it's not even music related. It has to do with wrestling. So, yeah, I'll every so often something will catch my eye and I'll watch something. And I feel bad saying that, because a lot of music vinyl community members, they put out some great videos, informative. They love talking about their music, which I get, but my attention span isn't so great anymore. Fucking technology and having a phone in my hand all the time, I just don't. I don't know what it is. I've gotten back into wrestling again, so that's kind of got my focus at the moment. But that's kind of waning, I've noticed, so maybe I'll go back to watching more VC content. We'll see. But everybody that I have watched in the past, and I'm still subscribed to, you all still put out great content. So it has nothing to do with the content. It's just me. So don't get mad at me for not watching it, because you guys put out some great content. 15. Don't judge a book by its cover. Show a great album with bad cover art. I love this band. Hate this cover. I love this album as well. Some people have said that the album's, nothing special. It's just rehashing old stuff or whatever. But I like it. But I hate this fucking cover. This is Undeath. This is Lesions of a Different Kind. Just looks like a freaking... it's better than I could draw. But it's just... I just hate it. I could have done any number of Slayer albums as well. Because a lot of their covers, I think, suck. They look like shit. But it's Slayer. I can't do that to them. This is a new band, so... but speaking of Undeath, real quickly, this was their first album. Their second album was a little bit... Maybe this is the second. I don't remember. But they just released a new album. And this one isn't that much better, but it's still a bit better. What is this one called? More Insane. I haven't even opened this yet. Yeah, this is the third album. But that one's... Yeah. I don't know who draws these, but it looks like crayon. It's just... It's not great. So... But anyway... That one. There you go. Rembrandt. Show an album whose cover art was created by one of your favorite artists. It doesn't say artists specifically for album covers. Because I don't know a lot of the artists that do album covers. I know that one that did all the bunch of the Death albums. Did Evil Dead albums. Who was that? Ripka. I think it was Ripka. But this one is an actual comic book artist who did the cover for this band. This is a new new metal band. But this cover is done by Todd McFarlane, who became huge in the late 80s, early 90s, doing the Amazing Spider-Man comic. Totally reimagined what he looked like, how his webs looked. People use the way his webs look now, still, after Todd McFarlane did it. But this is all Todd McFarlane art. Gatefold, no. Yeah, so I like Todd McFarlane's art. He moved on to do his own thing in Image Comics, and he did Spawn. Forget the movie Spawn, if you've ever seen that. That was terrible. But the comic went on to be pretty big, Spawn. So I think this was after Spawn, after Image. But anyway, yeah. So Todd McFarlane, still, I think he's still drawing today. So let's see. Name an album. This is 17. Name an album that you would like to see reissued on vinyl or CD, or your preferred media. This I would love to see reissued on vinyl. Dangerous Toys, Hellacious Acres. Even the first album, but I have an OG copy of that. This one's hard to find on vinyl. I think it was the only one I saw on Discogs was a European copy, and it's not cheap. But I did see that there was also a reissue of the first two albums together on vinyl, but I also think that was just European as well, and that's also hard to find and not cheap. So if they did just a reissue of this, they reissued Pissed, and they reissued the artist formerly known as on vinyl. There may be legal issues with the first two. They might be under a different record company or something. And I know this isn't a great album, but there are songs in here I like a lot. I liked Gunfighter a lot. Best of Friends was really good. I liked Gypsy, Line 'Em Up. The cover Feel Like Making Love. Whatever. Bad Guy was good too. Listening to this on the cassette though, it's very, very bass heavy, which I never noticed originally. Reminds me of Death Angels, Killing Season. Same thing. The bass is very, very heavy, and the low, maybe not the bass, but the low end, it's just kind of makes the speakers kind of distorted a little bit if it's too loud. But anyway, Hellacious Acres, we need a reissue on vinyl, and the first album as well for people who like that album, because that one goes for, 50, $60. Maybe not so much anymore. But yeah, that. 18. Name an album from a genre that you typically do not listen to very much. That would be this kind of music, dance, pop music. This is Dua Lipa. This is Future Nostalgia. Fucking love this album. I don't know what it is, and it's not because she's cute or anything like that. But the music, it's just fun and infectious. It's earworm music. Not everybody's gonna like this kind of music, but I don't know. I love this album for some reason. So there's that. But I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I don't listen to Britney's. I don't even know the fucking other names. The one that sings "Baby Hit Me One More Time," whatever the fuck her name is. I don't listen to her. I don't listen to Selena Gomez. I don't listen to Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus. I don't listen to that either. I have heard some of the songs. Miley Cyrus's "Flowers," I think it was called. There's a radio station I play on here sometimes. It's a mix of older, like pop rock, Billy Joel kind of stuff. A little bit of Bon Jovi's in there. Some Pretenders, Pat Benatar. But they have newer stuff as well. And they played "Flowers" by Miley Cyrus. They play that like once every hour or two, it seems like. And Earworm. Do I like the song? I mean, it's okay. Anyway, moving on. 19. What band do you hope to see live in 2025? Well, that's just wishful thinking because even fucking concert tickets are super expensive along with everything else. And Ticketmaster is the scum of the earth. If they played in a place that sells their own tickets, instead of having to go through Ticketmaster, where they'd be a little cheaper, I would do that. But buying tickets through Ticketmaster is just ridiculous. And I fucking hate buying tickets through Ticketmaster. But bands I would love to see would be Creator, Gatecreeper, and Havoc. I don't know if Havoc is even touring right now because they haven't put an album out since like 2020 or 2021 somewhere. 5. Gatecreeper, I think they're always touring because they just put an album out last year or the year before. I think it was last year. So I think they're touring probably. I don't know. But yeah, those are 3 bands I'd like to see live before I die. Probably mostly Gatecreeper though, because they're younger. Well, Havoc's younger as well, but Havoc is very political. Number 20 is the last one. In closing, tell your viewers about 2 new to you YouTube channels you discovered in 2024, or just shout out 2 channels you enjoy. Haven't discovered any new channels, but I do like watching Matt G. Paradise, the Accusation Network. Plus, he's a fellow Vermonter like me. And who else? I like watching Aaron Mutha Alamir's channel because he knows a lot about music. So I get some good information from him when I do watch him. But then there's Cosmic Vinyl, which is good as well. Heavy Metallurgy is good. Drawing a blank of some other names. But yeah, there's 3. But if you're in the vinyl community and you're a metal guy, you know all the metal ones. Metal Mickey. He's the one that I saw first doing the metal tag, so that's a long video, so I'm gonna end it. Metal Tag 2025. Thanks for watching. Till next time, rock on.